everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today's video is going to be my November TBR, aka all the books that I'm hoping to read in November. This is official. I'm stressed. The end of the year is approaching way too fast because December I don't read much because I post a video every 2 days. So things are just too hectic for me to have time to read, although I do still have a couple books that I will hopefully have time to read. But a few challenges are ending at the end of November, so I'm trying to squeeze as many of them as possible in November. And then we also have a couple books that I have to read for the book club or for new releases in TV shows and stuff. So, as always, ridiculous TBR, which is how we like it. So, the Patreon book club pick of the month, The Atlas 6, which has been getting a lot of hype on TikTok, and it's starting on Booktube too. I have yet to read it. I got this really, really adorable copy. I don't cover buy often, but this is definitely my kind of exception. I'm getting dark academia vibes, which I have been in the mood for. I read If We Were Villains not too long ago, and fall, it's perfect. I need to take Instagram pictures, I feel like, with that. I need to get better at posting more on Bookstagram, but from what I've heard, it's dark academia, magicians, kind of is it magical school or is it a competition of magicians? I guess I'll see. I like to go into my books pretty blind, and I have heard really great things, so I'm hoping that we will be enjoying this and finally decide if it's worth the hype or not. So yes, the first book I am hoping to read this month. The second one is obviously making me nervous. We know this. I was hoping to read it last month, but the TV show is coming out November 19th, so I thought I'll push it back 1 month so I can pretend I'm not scared of it, because it's pretty chunky. I did enjoy book one. This is The Great Hunt, the second book in the Eye of the World Wheel of Time series, and I ended up enjoying book one more than I expected. I mean, it's a 16-book series or something. Way too many books. I have been scared to start it because too much commitment, really. And I was pleasantly surprised with book one, and I have been looking forward to reading book two, and now I have no choice since the TV show is coming out, and you're supposed to read at least the first 2 books, possibly a third one too, to watch the first season. So I will be reading book 2 before I attempt to watch it. I'm curious to see where the story is going to go, because the beginning was really, really good. The ending went a little bit in a weird direction for me, so I'm hoping that book 2 will bring it back a little bit, and I'm curious to see what's going to happen to the characters and the story once again. So yes, definitely this month. This is the month, Emily, no choice. I haven't read as much adult fantasy books as I usually do, but the few that I have read this year have been overall good ratings. So speaking of which, in the complete opposite direction of good fantasy book, I read The Wise Men Fear last month. Was it last month already? Recently. And I vlogged it. I had so many issues with it. The first 300 pages were great. And then the author decided to go in a completely weird direction and shove 5 books in 1 book and share with us all of his sexual fantasies, really. But there's a novella that I have had on my shelves for a while that I've been meaning to read. Also, this one is following a side character who I did like. But she's a little weird, so I feel like it's going to be something that we're going to notice in the novella. But I mean, it's short, and I did overall like the author's writing until he decided to become Sarah J. Maas, really. And I am giving him a last chance with that one. If I hate this book, I don't think I'm going to want to read book 3 if it ever comes out. But once again, very hopeful. I did enjoy Ori, so it's still fall, so I am trying to read as many mystery thrillers as I can. I feel like I've read quite a few this year, but I've been spreading them more. I feel like I haven't read as many. Usually October, November, it's 100% pretty much thrillers and mysteries. Not this year, so I wanted to add these 2 that I've mentioned earlier that I've been hoping to get around to reading. So I'm probably going to do a second mystery thriller vlog. So we have The Last Thing You Told Me, which I like the cover. It's really, really my kind of aesthetic. I've heard positive and negative things. It's a new release. I feel like it's always the case. When I mention a book that just got released, I get a bunch of people telling me, oh, it was the best book I've read, or it was the worst book I've read. There's no in between. So I'll decide how I feel about it. And there's also this one, which is a familiar site. Both of them are new releases, so I will let you know. I will vlog it with spoilers if you are interested, but as always, I'll put it on the screen when there's any spoilers mentioned, because I know not everyone wants the spoilers. I'll put the face behind me because my camera loves focusing on everything but me. Oh, before I forget, in the Skyward series by Brandon Sanderson, there's a novella, well, the second novella that you're supposed to read between book 2 and 3 that is coming out in November. So I've read the first one, and this is the second one. I cannot remember the title, but I'll put it on screen. I've overall enjoyed the first one so far. I'm almost done as I'm filming this. It feels very YA, though, compared to the rest of his books. I don't know if I'm the only one that feels like that. I guess we'll see how I feel about the ending in my wrap-up soon, but this is the second one. I'm still excited to see where the story is going to go. With Sanderson, I think my favorite part is that I never have any idea where he's going, but it's always good, pretty much. So very hopeful that the second one will be good, kind of a little something to keep us waiting for November. I have been trying to read some of the really popular books that I either see on Booktube or TikTok or BookTok, I guess. And this one was something that I got earlier this year that I've been meaning to read. This is Legendborn, which is also like a magician kind of story. I realized I've read a lot of them this year, but this is a really popular YA one, so I am excited to see what the hype is all about, basically. Also have the audiobook for this one, so I might try it that way to let you know if it's any good. Speaking of which, I am about to start this one as I'm filming this, so I might not have time to finish it, but A Slow Fire Burning by Paulette Hawkins. I have been meaning to try something else by her after reading The Girl on the Train, which got so much hype that I feel like it kind of suffered from the hype that everyone was hating it. I personally was kind of okay with it. Like, it wasn't amazing, but it wasn't horrible. I think the fact that the main character was super unlikable as an alcoholic was not helping her or anyone enjoy the book. But I have been meaning to try something else, and this is her newest release. I have no idea what it is about. I'm going into it completely blind, so I will let you know how it goes, if it's worth picking up or not. This is always the point in my TBR that I'm realizing that this is already ridiculous. I'm never going to have time to read all of this, but we're going to keep going because why the hell not? Maybe you can tell me which one I should prioritize, you know? A few that I'm hoping to read before the end of November, because that's when my Goodreads reading challenge ends and I can do my own award show, so might have time to squeeze a few more. The first one would be The Space Between Worlds, which is part of the sci-fi category, although I've heard really negative things, so this is the time to convince me that it's amazing and that I need to pick it up so I can include it in the possible winners. But I've been kind of pushing it back because of the reviews that I've heard. Nessie by Susanna Clark. I've heard great things about that one. I've just been pushing it back because for some reason I'm just not that intrigued, but I'm hoping to have a chance to get to it. But it's an ebook, so I feel like I tend to forget to get to those. So I'm gonna really try, especially if a lot of you tell me that it's amazing and that I need to read it before I do the award show. I think these are the only like ebooks and audiobooks I'm gonna have time to get to at my library. Oh, actually, maybe I will have time for Louise Penny, the second book. I read Still Life earlier this year, so I was hoping to have a chance to read it. Probably gonna be like either end of November or December. I haven't done a video talking about the books that I've added to my TBR. Oh, the cat is here. It's been a while since I've done a video talking about the books that I've added to my waiting list at the library. Let me know if you want to see that, but I wanted to mention that one. I'm not gonna get to it for forever because they're saying 19 weeks right now, but I wanted to mention it because a lot of you need to add this on your waiting list too. The Woman They Could Not Silence by Kate Moore. I really enjoyed the Radium Girls by her, and that's her newest release, and it seems super interesting. We found this woman who basically her husband tried to shove her in a asylum because he just wanted to get rid of her, and it's about that, and it seems amazing. So I will be getting to that eventually, but like I said, 19 weeks, so who knows when. The cat just noticed me. Let me just show you what it looks like when he sees me. He's literally looking at me like, dude, come and open the door, which I will. Let's go. Like, look. Hi. There you go. So everyone knows that I'm not forcing him to come inside. So no pets were forced to enter my house. I have two more books that we're hoping to get to. Once again, two that I've mentioned a lot on my TBRs. I've noticed this year that I've been like mentioning the same books every month. There's like a pile of like 6 books, but I've slowly been going through them and they're all big, so I'm like not putting too much pressure on myself. The first one is this one. I've been wanting to read more by her, Octavia E. Butler. We read one for the book club actually earlier this year. Loved it, like 5 stars, amazing. But for some reason I'm intimidated. This is like a quartlet all in one. Maybe that's why I'm scared for some reason, but it's definitely on my TBR long term to read more by her, so maybe. And last but not least, I know, I just mentioned that I've been pretty lucky with adult fantasy, and he's definitely one of the authors, Joe Abercrombie, that is part of that. This is book 2 in the First Law trilogy. This is Before They Are Hang. I want to read it. Once again, it's big and I have so many books I want to read, but it's at least on my long-term TBR. I will get to it. Okay, so I think these are most of the books that I will have time to get to this month. I have a few more audiobooks from the library that are like mystery thrillers, but they're mostly published like either this year or end of last year, so the waiting list is pretty long, but sometimes they'll still be available, so maybe I'll have time to get around to reading some more. So that's gonna be it. I hope you enjoy my TBR. Definitely let me know if there are any of these that I should prioritize because you love them. Let me know also the books that are on your TBR because I'm always curious. Thumbs up, subscribe. I will be putting more videos on the screen that I recommend you check out, and I will see you in an upcoming video very soon. Bye.